when I can hear you, and then I'll just.
How's that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I did?
What?
I closed down on my Facebook page, and that's what was happening. It was actually coming through and coming back. So, hey, everyone, technical problems, don't you just love it? So we finally got started. Welcome. This is the first iWahine Korero, and I'm hoping to run this every Friday, 11 o'clock. And I want to interview fabulous wahine Māori that are out there doing fabulous things. It's actually the reason why I started iWahine, because I didn't think there was a place or space where Māori women could be seen and heard and have their voices heard. So I started this in March 2015, and I've kind of sort of tried different things and haven't really found my place yet out there. But anyway, let's get started, because I know lots of people are wanting to hear Keryn's story, and she approached me. I have a number of people that sign up and follow me, and I write a regular newsletter, I suppose, email that I send out, and I made a commitment to write once a week, every week, and then sometimes I don't know if people are reading my emails. Oh, I can actually see the number of people that open it, but I don't know if it's resonating with them or anything. And then this past week, I get an email back from Keryn, and I think I shared it, what she said to me, and I thought, I'm going to do something. The timing was right. And the other thing that happened is iWahine, and I don't pay too much attention to numbers, but this week we got 10,000 likes, 10,000 followers. Yeah, woohoo. So I think, obviously Māori women are wanting something, and this is the whole purpose. So let's get started. Let's hear Keryn's story. So over to you, Keryn. I'd like you to tell me, because I've told people you're a serial entrepreneur, you're a mum, you're a wife, you've done fabulous things, you've got this new app coming out. Would love to hear how you got started. Let's hear about you, who you are, where you're from, and how you got started on this entrepreneurial journey.
Cool. Thanks, iWahine. Firstly, congratulations on 10,000 followers. Obviously, you're providing a really, really useful service. And so I had to approach you to let you know that you have been really helpful in helping me in my journey as well. So, so my name's Keryn. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a mum. I've got 3 boys, aged 11, 8 and 5. My husband's down here, runs a building company, and I'm from Kaitaia, a little town called whanau, right in the top of the North Island. So I'm currently living in Dunedin now. We've nearly been here for nearly 5 years, I think, 4.5. So I guess, how did I start? I think growing up in Kaitaia, we're quite a rural community, and our resources are quite limited in comparison to other larger cities. So I guess naturally we become creative with the things that we do have, which isn't a lot up there. We can grow our own kai, we can fish, we can dive, we pretty much live off the land up there. So to attend university or to attend a workshop, we usually have to travel 4 hours to Auckland, and that can create a lot of pressure for whanau, financially, emotionally, physically. So I guess just growing up there, I'm really thankful for that sort of upbringing, really small, close-knit, tight community. And when you start to do something new, I guess it is a scary step. You don't know, you're stepping out of something that isn't really done, I don't know, culturally or traditionally, or just, so stepping out of that norm is a really, really frightening step. I think I sort of came into it, I had my first bubba really young, so I was a teenage mummy. So having to be really resourceful was like a survival thing as well. So being able to use something that I was sewing back then, my grandmothers and my mothers and my aunties, I mean, we've all worn those outfits that our nannies have made us, and we tend to pick up those traits along the way. My dad's really creative, and So I thought, well, I'd start sewing. My first online business was in 2010, and that was really scary. So I was sewing clothes, selling them locally, created my first Facebook page back then, and I guess I felt so much community support at that time because it was because of them sharing and connecting my products. They would buy from me, connect it to the world, and I thought, well, man, this internet thing's really awesome. We can see things that we don't usually see in our little town. So being able to reach a global market from a little rural community was a really exciting thing for me. I was able to, I think I sent some of my dresses that I made to Brazil, to UK, to the States.
Oh.
And yeah, and you know, it was, I think it was exciting, it was fulfilling. That was when I seen the most sort of community support coming in, because when you are expressing your creativity, you attract other people who are doing the same and maybe doubting themselves at the same time. So just to have someone sort of doing that, and I guess encouraging others to have a little look to see what other methods of supporting their whanau there are as well up there. I mean, yep, there might not be jobs around sometimes, but it was about just creating.
First iWahine Korero, and I'm hoping to run this every Friday, 11 o'clock. And I want to interview fabulous wahine Māori that are out there doing fabulous things. It's actually the reason why I started iWahine, because I didn't think there was a place or space where Māori women could be seen and heard and have their voices heard. So I started this in March 2015, and I've kind of sort of tried different things and haven't really found my place yet out there. But anyway, let's get started, because I know lots of people are wanting to hear Keryn's story, and she approached me. I have a number of people that sign up and follow me, and I write a regular newsletter, I suppose, email that I send out, and I made a commitment to write once a week, every week. And then sometimes I don't know if people are reading my emails. Oh, I can actually see the number of people that open it, but I don't know if it's resonating with them or anything. And then this past week, I get an email back from Keryn, and I think I shared it, what she said to me, and I thought, I'm going to do something. The timing was right. And the other thing that happened is iWahine, and I don't pay too much attention to numbers, but this week we got 10,000 likes, 10,000 followers. Yeah, woohoo. So I think, you know, obviously Māori women are wanting something, and this is the whole purpose. So let's get started. Let's hear Keryn's story. So over to you, Keryn. I'd like you to tell me, because I've told people you're a serial entrepreneur, you're a mum, you're a wife, you've done fabulous things, you've got this new app coming out. Would love to hear how you got started. Let's hear about you, who you are, where you're from, and how you got started on this entrepreneurial journey.
Cool. Oh, thanks, iWahine. Firstly, congratulations on 10,000 followers. Obviously, you know, you're providing a really, really useful service. And yeah, so I had to approach you to let you know that you have been really helpful in helping me in my journey as well. So, yeah, so my name's Keryn. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a mum. I've got 3 boys, aged 11, 8 and 5. My husband's down here, runs a building company, and I'm from Kaitaia, a little town called Awanui, right in the top of the North Island. So I'm currently living in Dunedin now. We've nearly been here for nearly 5 years, I think, 4.5. So I guess, how did I start? I think growing up in Kaitaia, you know, we're quite a rural community, and our resources are quite limited in comparison to other larger cities. So I guess naturally we become creative with the things that we do have, which isn't a lot up there. You know, we can grow our own kai, we can fish, we can dive, we pretty much live off the land up there. So you know, to attend university or to attend a workshop, we usually have to travel 4 hours to Auckland, and that that can create a lot of pressure for whanau, financially, emotionally, physically. So I guess just growing up there, I'm really thankful for that sort of upbringing, really small, close-knit, tight community. And when you start to do something new, I guess it is a scary step. You don't know, you're stepping out of something that isn't really done, I don't know, culturally or traditionally, or just, so stepping out of that norm is a really, really frightening step. Yeah. I think I sort of came into it, I had my first brother really young, so I was a teenage mummy. So having to be really resourceful was like a survival thing as well. So being able to use something that I was sewing back then, my grandmothers and my mothers and my aunties, I mean, we've all worn those outfits that our nannies have made us, and we tend to pick up those traits along the way. My dad's really creative, and so I thought, well, I'd start sewing. My first online business was in 2010, and that was really scary. So I was sewing clothes, selling them locally, created my first Facebook page back then, and I guess I felt so much community support at that time, because it was because of them sharing and connecting my products. They would buy from me, connect it to the world, and I thought, well, man, this internet thing's really awesome. We can see things that we don't usually see in our little town. So being able to reach a global market from a little rural community was a really exciting thing for me. I was able to, I think I sent some of my dresses that I made to Brazil, to UK, to the States.
Oh.
And, yeah, and it was, I think it was exciting, it was fulfilling. That was when I seen the most sort of community support coming in, because when you are expressing your creativity, you attract other people who are doing the same and maybe doubting themselves at the same time. So just to have someone sort of doing that, and I guess encouraging others to have a little look to see what other methods of supporting their whānau there are as well up there. I mean, yep, there might not be jobs around sometimes, but it was about just creating something with what I had. It grew really quickly. So I guess one of the things that I wasn't prepared for was that rapid growth. And I was young and I was really excited, and I said, oh yeah, I've got this awesome, I've got this product and it's going out here and it's going out there, but I didn't plan well enough for that sort of growth. So that was my first online business, my first taste of reaching a global market, but also I learned that I needed to plan a lot better, instead of going on impulse. I was really excited. Oh, I've got to do this, and I was supplying in demand pretty much. I hadn't planned for the years ahead. So
did you employ whānau or others in the town?
I did. I had opened a little shop, and I had my sister-in-law working in there while I was doing sewing and running the online marketing and running the website as well. So, and I had a little opening, and it was just a really exciting sort of experience, and a new experience, and that sort of gave me the courage to try new things as well. Obviously you have people, we go to school to get a job, university, and so when you step out of that norm, you doubt yourself a little bit. So to have people coming and supporting what I was doing was a really pivotal moment for me, and that's when I developed my first website to support what I was selling, and learned about Facebook marketing, and I just grew from there, I guess. Yeah. So
did anyone in the town ask you, for help to how could they start a business or anything like that? Given that Kaitaia, as you said, is pretty remote and there's probably not a lot of opportunities, so you're having to be creative. So were there any others that you helped along the way?
Oh man, Kaitaia is full of so many creative people. I can just smile forever because
Awesome.
you've got so many creative people. a lot of whanau are testing and trialing little things here and there. And so, yeah, I have people reach out and ask for a bit of guidance. And I make sure that I reply as soon as I can, because those are the sorts of things that I looked for back then. And that's when I talk about iWahine. You know, being online, there weren't many platforms like yours to support Māori women into careers like this. So I was going in blind with the talents that I did have and making the most of what I could have. So, yeah, people, especially whanau, if a lot of our elders too find technology a really foreign concept. So I think there's just so many. I always make sure that they're okay. They can get their emails all right. They can, yeah. I've got a couple of friends who have sort of started businesses, and I think surrounding yourself with a good solid tribe of people who are doing the same is really important, because you just guide each other silently from afar. You know, I've got a friend in Sydney. She does crystal healing, and she's reaching, you know, doing distant healing, and she does Reiki healing and yoga. So there are just too many to list, I think.
Awesome. That's awesome. So how does a young girl go from Kaitaia, which is almost the top of the country, all the way down to Dunedin, and in the process you've had a couple of businesses that you've started and sold. So how did you do that? I mean, that must have been, you said 2010, and now we're in 2017. Yeah. In the space of 17 years, you've moved, you've probably had a couple more bubbas, you've started some businesses and sold them. So are you able to share, you know, some of that with us?
Absolutely. So much can change in that amount of time. 7 years. So have I done my maths here? 7 years. So we've lived in Australia as well. So what happened with my store that I started up north, I was contacted by an Australian company. So we ended up moving to Australia again. We're in Cairns, and a little local company ended up buying out that company. So they bought my patterns and my stock.
Yay!
And yeah, it was you know, it's not like a large amount, but it was also because I hadn't planned for all of this growth, it was my way of doing it at the time. I could have done things differently now because I've learned so much from that time, but yeah, just having them buy my stock and appreciate something so far away from Kaitaia, it really makes you think about what else is possible.
Well, exactly, and that's the beauty of advertising in the also space. Your reach goes beyond Aotearoa. And also, there's a couple of things that you mentioned that I think we should talk about. And one is the business, and also looking at it as something to sell later on. It's not forever if you choose to. And there's huge things that can come from that. And then you can always start another business, which is what you've done.
Yeah. So with that clothing company that sold, that was my first sort of, it was a really big learning curve for me, because you know, I hadn't planned for what it could have grown. I could have grown it longer, but I hadn't planned. So moving on from that, and I started another, my last app that I built was, I guess I was working as a real estate agent. So being a mum, I guess, I was training, and we've been keeping.
You've done all this, and then you're also working as a real estate agent.
So just training, I think. So I've done the training, and I'm a licensed real estate agent. So that's where my last app came from. So it was developed for first home buyers who were missing out on homes quite often, and I guess I just developed this app as a result of that, as a way to help these people better research a property and walk into an open home equipped and ready to sort of make a good decision on a property based on the information that they could get quickly.
So can I just pause again, because I am developing a program called Create Your Business Online. And one of the things people ask me about is what are some business ideas? You just need to look around you and look at what problems need to be solved. where you are. I mean, you could be working in a job as you were, or just, going about your day. So it's just looking for problems that you can solve.
Yeah, there's
awesome.
So many opportunities around you. I think I'm really curious, and I'm a real tutu, and I'm just
there you go. Qualities you need is to be curious and a real tutu. There we go.
It's in us. It's already in us. So it's just finding a good support system to help you express yourself better, and turn what you're already talented at into a business idea to, support your whanau, to support your lifestyle, to support everything that you want to be part of. And every day I'm looking around, and they are just simple solutions, simple problems that I guess technology can connect people so quickly. Just combine.
I'm going to pause you again, because that's another critical thing I want people to hear, is that they are just simple things. Think about the luggage with the wheels on it.
Yeah, it's simple. It really is.
It doesn't have to be some complex idea.
No.
Yeah.
And that's what I think technology seems to scare a lot of people, because you think of all the coding and you think of all the stuff that is confusing. But if you don't have to learn it all at once, you just take one simple thing, learn only what you need to learn, filtering out all the rest of the noise. You've just got to, I guess, find a simple problem and use what you know. Find a course. There's always something. I was in Kaitai, and I had this really big fear of public speaking, and it was a bucket list thing for me from 7th form. And so I thought, well, I'm a young mummy now. I need to get rid of this fear. So I had to drive 4 hours to Auckland every week on a Thursday night. Started at 6 o'clock. So I'd have to leave Kaitai at lunchtime, get to Auckland, do my course, and come back. And I sometimes I hear things like, oh, there's nothing available for me to do, or there's just always something. When someone gives me an excuse, I think, no. There are no excuses.
Because that's another point. People need to identify where they need to build their some skills to help them in their business, and do whatever. Just make it happen, basically, which is what you've done, and invest in themselves. That's huge. Driving 4 hours one way, and then back again, just to develop that skill. And look at you now, speaking as you are.
Yeah, and I haven't cried.
Awesome.
That's what I used to do. I was just the worst public speaker, and a lot of it comes back to being true to yourself as well. Your identity and knowing who you are, so you can develop those weaknesses. That's a really, really important thing. I'm really bad at paying attention. So focusing, that's how but I feel, I may think that's really bad, and that's a skill that I'll continue to work on, paying attention. But at the same time, that's the same skill that has helped me become aware of everything around me and identify, oh, that's a problem that needs solving, that's a problem that needs solving, sort of thing. So it's just being able to identify your strengths and weaknesses, looking around you to see what is around you. If there aren't any physical courses for you to attend, go online, because there are courses everywhere, and free courses. There are courses you can pay to attend, but
so developing an app, was that a skill that you learned?
I taught myself.
You taught yourself?
Yeah. So, when I started my online store back in 2010, that was when I would use a template, and I'd be able to create my own systems within the website. And then as I started, from 2010 to now, there are courses online that you can. So Treehouse is a really good one, where you can choose what you need to learn to create your product. So, looking back to 2010, there weren't those sorts of things for me to do, and I knew that I needed to upskill. I knew that now that the internet can connect us to all these amazing resources around the world. And you just have to do it. If putting things off is is something that you're always going to come back to at a later date. And just being able to go out and search for opportunities. If there are no opportunities, create them. And that's something that I want my kids to sort of to do as well. You know, they're up in Kaitaia holidaying with their grandparents, because that's how we learned everything. We felt all of that love. I owe so much to growing up in that place. That's the sort of life that we want our kids to benefit from, you know.
Cool.
So yeah.
So now you're down in Dunedin. You went Kaitaia over in Australia, Cairns, I heard. Now you're down in Dunedin, and you're ready to launch a new business. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Pick a Park is a website and an app. So I actually done a bit of market research and asked just a simple question: what sort of problems do you have when it comes to parking? And they're all sort of common frustrations that we all face. And I thought, well, I'm a real estate agent as well, so just being able to combine a really simple problem with what I know and what I'm really interested in, technology, I was able to create a simple solution. It's just you type in an address. It doesn't have to be specific. It could be, if you're going to Otago Uni, you could just type in Otago Uni, and then a map will come back with a whole array of different car parking solutions. So we have car parks that people have asked us to rent out for them, and we have free car parks. We've got a tool on the website where people can let others know where they can park for free, whether they've offered up their driveway close to where they're working or to university, or just places. So you've got one street by the university that you've got to pay for parking, and then just 2 streets back is a whole line of free car parks where, if you're new to Dunedin, say, you don't know about those little things. So it just helps people prepare themselves, make their trip a whole lot easier. You can access it obviously worldwide, and it's really good for people travelling to New Zealand as well, or planning a New Zealand road trip, because we have camping spots, we have the freedom sort of spots, and we've also got businesses that have come on board as well. So we're going to have different coloured pins which represent different types of car parks, and we're working on another sort of solution with this.
So it's paid and free car park?
Yeah.
So is it kind of, just to help me to understand your business, is it kind of like what happens with what's that, accommodation? So you're providing a space where those who have free car parks come into it, and those who are looking for car parks.
So we'd like a connection point for them. So so car park owners or property owners can manage their own car parks through our system, and then those who need them can book it here. So we're providing the technology that connects them pretty much.
Kind of like Uber, or I can't for the life of me that some people are probably screaming it out at me. Sorry?
Airbnb, probably.
Yeah, Airbnb. Thank you. That is it. Yeah, so you're just providing that space between, making the connection. Do you know what else needs to be done? I've just thought of it. When I'm out driving in new places, public toilets would be great.
Oh, yeah.
And public toilets that are rated, clean ones. How's that for an idea? Anyone out there listening? There you go. Public toilets that are clean.
I'll make sure to credit you when I put those into my...
Yeah, and then, people can rate them on, how clean they are, because it's, when you're out there in the new town. And, you know what gave me that idea? When you talked about tourists coming over here. I mean... They don't know. In Wellington too, I'd love to know where the free parks are in Wellington, because it's really expensive to park here.
Yeah, that's it. And it's more focusing on private car park owners as well, because everyone wants to go into the commercial, the big tower buildings and everything like that. But, if we can just check out a city before we actually get there. This one's easier. There's no fuss. Those are the free car parks. Or when you book a car park that's been offered up by someone who's renting it out, a timetable will come up as well. So you could probably, the car park owner could probably have about 4 or 5 people parking in their spot during the day, and they're able to manage it themselves.
So it's a good way to generate income for a person at home, or if you're a not-for-profit or charity organisation and you've got car parks, that's another way to generate income. And given the current environment where they're having to look for other sources of revenue, this is an awesome idea.
Yeah, it's so stress-free, and that's what people want today. You know, they want to get more out of life. You know, so we need systems that create solutions that can happen instantly, sort of thing. So,
sorry, Keryn, if I'm looking away, it's just people are commenting. Someone saying, especially for baby boomers and parents, and I'm not quite sure what that's relating to, whether it's the car park or the toilets or whatever else we're discussing, but it's really awesome that people are coming up. So, I mean, I encourage anyone watching, if you've got some comments, type them in because I can see them. And if you've got any questions you'd like to ask Keryn, just put them in and we'll ask her. Okay, so you're in Dunedin now, you've got that. What next? So tell us about your launch.
Yeah, so I'm in Innovate HQ. I don't know if you can see in the back there.
Innovate HQ.
Yep, Innovate HQ. That's run by Heidi. I don't know if she's watching out there.
No, talk about Heidi because I'm going to approach her to come and have a Korero to us.
Yeah. So Heidi and Steve Veneta, they are a brother-sister team who have partnered in creating this amazing, innovative business hub for businesses in Dunedin. So they've actually been nominated for the New Zealand Innovation Awards as well, which is really exciting. And she's had about 48 events held here.
Wow.
I walked in and there were kids in here. She's got amazing resources, which is really good for my business because, you know, I need a quick internet speed. I need everything that I need is here, and it's such a colourful environment as well. I don't know if you can see all the colours and stuff.
Oh no, it looks great. So it's a shared office space.
Yeah.
For people who are solopreneurs working from home, it's kind of nice to go. Although it's great working from home, but it's also nice to go into an office and to be with other people. That social bit and share office services and support. That's really awesome.
So important. And you know, being a mum as well, I do tend to work a lot from home and during the school holidays, and that's the joy of it all. You can do that today. Technology has enabled us to do amazing things and live a flexible lifestyle. So you come in here and it's such a social environment. It's colourful. We've actually partnered Pick a Park with Innovate as well. So businesses that are here are able to utilise our services. So just an amazing woman, Heidi, and she's got a few events planned for all ages as well. She's had like a spark tank, I think it was called, for kids to put their ideas out there as well. So it encourages people to embrace technology. She's always thinking forward, and she's just an amazing person to be around. And
so there's a good space there, because maybe the next iWahine leadership hui, we can have it down there. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Oh, there is. She would love that. She would love that. No travel.
Yeah, I'm thinking about next year, because this year we're going to be here in Wellington in October, but maybe it's something we look at, the next year, the following year. So it'll be really awesome.
Yeah. See that, Heidi? Yeah.
Someone has. Here's some. Sorry, I'm asking questions. She's put the link into the website for Innovate HQ, and it's INNOV, the number 8 HQ.com. Would you recommend working from these types of spaces as a way of collaborating?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you're at home, I was in an office where it wasn't as open and buzzing like this. You walk in here and there are so many people who are creating these amazing ideas, and it's, you walk in and I'm talking to about 5 different people in different industries doing different things. It's such a good way to work and to connect, and to just grow a business in, I think. We're used to the 9 to 5, go into an office and coming home, and those are, that's how we've been brought up. That's good. That provides for your whānau. But if you are more creative minded, these spaces are really good. They're just beneficial for everybody within,
Awesome.
and it brings everyone together as well. Heidi has, said, I think she said 48 events have been held here already, and we've got one next week where her brother was the co-founder of Les Mills, and so being able to learn from people that she brings in and is connecting is such an honour. It's such a great connection point for everybody here.
I know there's one down Torrey Street in Wellington, and I might go and check it out, have a look at it.
You definitely have to.
Sounds really awesome. So remind us again about the launch. What's the date? What's going to happen?
So we're meant to actually, what's today? Friday. We're meant to be launching over the next couple of days, but we've had more businesses coming on board and car parks coming on board.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
I've just sort of moved it out, not next Friday, the Friday after. I think that's the
28th.
Yeah. So we're going to be holding the launch here. And you'll be able to find out all of that information. So we're keeping everyone updated on our Facebook page. I think the Innovate page will have information on when we launch. And our Instagram page as well. But
cool.
So that's.
So are people able to go to your website now and have a look, or is that part of the launch? That's
part of the launch.
Okay.
Awesome. So the website will direct them to. What we've done is created sort of a platform where all different types of some people preferred, or 65% of the people that we surveyed preferred the desktop version to a mobile app, because sometimes mobile apps or mobile versions to technology cut out a lot of information. So we've just created like a system that covers all bases to allow people to make the most of our system. Our website pickapark.co.nz won't be live until we launch, but so we're just making sure we've got an email database which has been going out every week, keeping everyone updated, Facebook and Instagram. So
the best place for now is to go to your Facebook page, which we'll make available for you. We'll put it down below. But the other thing too is once you've launched, that means the app's available for people to look for free park. But is it also available for those who might have a park that they want to rent out? Is that as well?
They've got their own separate login area, so it's private to the rest of the app, but they can self-manage their car parks themselves. And so for those who register as well, so we've got a parking card that they use to rent the car parks that the owners have leased out with us. So we've got two sites where they can log in and privately manage what they want to do. So top up their parking cards and things like that. So
sounds awesome. So what has been your biggest, I see it's for Q2, 12, and all that technical stuff cut into our time. But I'm really interested in hearing what has been your biggest challenge, especially when you started out, because I know a lot of women are wanting to start out in business. What do you think is the biggest challenge?
So I think, I'm a mum, so as a mum, you've got your busy home life going on. You've got trainings and schools and dinners to cook and everything like that. So sometimes I think it's just discipline and managing your time. So I have to, my alarm goes off at 5 o'clock. So that's where I'm really strict. It is, that's my window of just the world's dark and I can mindset.
Me time, is it?
It's me time, it is. That's, I reply to emails. Everyone probably hates my replies at 5 o'clock in the morning, but everything comes in overnight. So that's my sort of window to just mindset and get ready for the day. So being able to you've got to schedule your time. I even when I pick the boys up from school at 3 o'clock, I don't take my phone. That's a really big rule. I go in and I'm there. I'm mum now. So I don't have a phone. And from there it's training and then dinner. And then once they go to sleep, then I'm back on. So, I think for me, it's managing time as a mum, and that's something that's going to be an ongoing project for me. We don't always get it right, and not beating yourself up over those little things. I think, yeah, we've got
Do you have
yeah,
whanau around to support you, or do you get help, someone to help you with the kids, or get dinners cooked or anything like that to help out?
well,
Someone to clean would be great.
Yes, we have a cleaner.
Oh no, you've got to ease off somewhere. You can't be Superwoman.
Cleaners, no. So we've got to. My husband runs his own business as well, so that's where he's a really good support as well. He's such a supportive.
Nice. So that's another thing, is having a good support around you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though all of our whanau we don't have any immediate whanau down here. They're all up north and overseas. But if we do have something, we know that they're not far away. Or we can talk to them. They're always available to text or talk. We've had a couple of things we've had to go away for, and they come down and from Kaitaia, to help us with the kids. And so just being able to, none of it is possible without that sort of support system. And I don't think they realise, I guess, how important those calls are. I think they do. We can just call them, and they'll call you on anything that you're doing wrong, and they're not afraid to. So also having friends like that as well.
You just love whanau.
Yeah.
So that's cool around whanau support. But where do you go? Like I'm like I said, I'm a business coach and consultant. But where do you go for business advice, mentoring, all that? I know, it sounds like your husband's in business as well, so you've got probably support there, and you can bounce ideas off. But where do you go, particularly when your business starts to scale and you need some help how to take it to the next level? Have you got someone that
I guess I do have a couple of organisations that I work with. So we've got a few products in the pipeline which are going to be slowly launching over the next few years. So I have different organisations that are guiding us through the scaling and the growth of each different product, whether they are interested as investors or whether they're going to be through accelerated programs. So I think we don't have like a specific. We've created sort of a system of many different support systems. A solicitor who will help us through technology law, and we've Māori business woman networks and just normal business networks. So just being able to, part of the Otago Chamber of Commerce. So being able to have, if I can't attend an event, at least we're still getting fed this information on what is available out there. There is just so much. Dunedin is, we've got the fastest broadband in the Southern Hemisphere, I think it is. So with fibre, so we won this competition called Gig City. So there are a lot of businesses emerging around here that are doing amazing things. So we've got a gaming company called Rocketworks. Timely, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're a booking system. They're just, Zine is an alternative to YouTube, I think it is. So, but there are just so many technology-based businesses emerging around here, and we've got the resources to do it and to sustain growth as well. So
when you started your business, did you need any sort of business investment or? Oh,
that's funny. I actually haven't had any investment, so I think.
There you go, people. I especially ask that question because everyone thinks they need money, and you do need some money. I'm not, but they think they need lots of it to get started. And it's usually when you either grow your business or you, or you've got some equipment or something that you need to purchase that's costs several thousand. But generally, particularly one of the things about an online business is you can just get started. But there are always costs. I don't want people to think that there are no costs. There are always costs, but they're not a huge capital investment like you would with a brick and mortars type business.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Starting an online business is something that I think a lot more people should look into. So from 2018, 2018, next year, we're going to start an initiative where we encourage more Māori into digital careers. So
we need to be because I'm creating my course soon. So I mean, well, it's going to be up in a week or so. So we need to hook up, because if we can hook up, that'll be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think like what will come of this, we're going to be obviously increasing more Māori into digital careers, but they're going to be able to take what they learn. So we're going to be taking on work experience and one apprentice at any given time. So and one work experience student for 1 week every 2 months. So they're going to be able to take what they learn from us and a formal qualification through the apprenticeship back to their communities and teach the younger generation, teach their nanny and koros how to video call their family, and they're gonna. What I'm hoping to come of this is they're hopefully going to start thinking self-employment as well, reducing the unemployment rate. They're going to start thinking about creating a business out of their natural talents. So I've got a few things sort of planned to make sure we're creating something good outside of our everyday business.
And helping others. I've got someone who wants to say hello. Her name's Mariah, and she's saying thank you to us. She lives in Pawarenga. Do you know Pawarenga? A couple of hills over from Kaitaia. He says, this gives my curiosity and tutu juices going with your journey. And
that's what we want.
She says it's the small but influential Korero that I'm honing in on, loving the connection to wahine toa. Isn't that wonderful?
That's beautiful. Kia ora, Mariah.
Kia ora, Mariah. Thank you. I hope you're still listening. I'm not sure if you are, but if anyone else has any questions, please do that. Please send them in. I will try and keep my eyes open and make sure that I see them. I'm conscious of time because we initially thought we'd just do 30 minutes, but then with all those technical stuff, hopefully next time, whanau, we talk for quite a long time. I'm conscious of your time too, Keryn. I'd hope that people had some questions to ask you, and maybe next time when I talk to my next guest next week, and maybe have you on again later, I might ask people to send questions in.
Absolutely.
So, otherwise you and I could talk till the cows come home, can't we?
Yeah, I think so.
What's your biggest learning or advice you would give to any wahine Māori that's really interested in a digital business? Where do they? I know they say to me, where do I start? What's your advice to them?
Don't be afraid of change. I think we as Māori are quite shy at celebrating success, and I think that just comes through generations. Hey, we're afraid of doing something outside of the norm as well. But I think just as soon as something feels like it's scary, I think that's when you do it. That has been when I start overthinking something, I think, I can't do that. That is my motivation to do it. I'm sorry, I've probably given my mum and dad a few heart attacks thinking like that, but it really is my motivation to do something. I think, well, if I'm really that scared about it, it must matter. It must be something that I'm really passionate about. And if I leave it, then I'm going to regret it later on down the track. I think, when I started my first business, I had no money. It was created from what I had. My nannies gave me all these vintage. Well, my nana Patsy, if you're watching, she gave me this old vintage, beautiful fabric, and just being able to watch my mum sew as well. She'd done all of our cab dresses through college. There is just, what ticks your mind. Think about you. Don't take in what everybody else is saying. Have a good filter. Learn to trust your instinct. Do things that challenge yourself, and call yourself out, or have good friends or whanau who will call you out on the things that aren't so good, so you can develop those weaknesses as well. And just get out there and explore. Don't be afraid. Don't second guess yourself, because it'll probably be the most life-changing thing that you ever do, and you'll feel proud of yourself when you reach different milestones, even if it's not something big and grand. Like every morning when I get up, the night before, I've written what I want to achieve, and it could be something like get the recycling out. All these little steps add up at the end of each day, and I want to be able to look at the day and say, okay, I put purpose into this every day. It's just, it really is about knowing yourself, developing your weaknesses, and trusting your instinct, and just getting out there, getting yourself out there, meeting people.
And planning, from what I hear, is planning. Because it's another thing I say, you set your goals, and you might want to set them annually, but then you come back and do it monthly, weekly, and even daily, like what you're saying. The night before, having a look at your day. Sunday night, maybe looking at the week ahead, those kinds of things. And it's the little things that you do every day, isn't it, that kind of make a difference. So I see that's only 12 o'clock. I'm going to kind of wrap up, but I think I need to have you back on again. Because you've got just so much, I think, value to share with everyone else who's listening. But what I want to let people know about is that what I'm doing is creating a monthly coaching group that we all can be a part of. I don't have the link for you to sign up at the moment, but hopefully I have it ready for next week. And next week I've got another wonderful woman that I'm going to be interviewing, and she's the techie gal. And I've kind of, so she knows about, her name's Lillian Hittet Owen, and she's here in Lower Hutt actually. And we came across each other because we found out that we were in some groups together, which are mostly run from the States. And it was really cool to find not only another New Zealander, but another Māori woman. So really, everyone who's watching now, watch out for next week where I will be talking to Lillian. But just once again, we've got the monthly coaching that I'm hoping women would sign up to. Some last words, Keryn? Anything you want to say?
Just go and be tutus.
Oh, cool. There you go. Go and be tutus. Okay, and how about some accountability call or something, so they can let us know that they've actually been out there and had a tutu?
Oh, so just make sure you keep checking in as well. I've really found iWahine as a really good support system. Like I said, like when I get up in the morning, I really want to start my day on a positive note. So just make sure you keep coming back, because I've found iWahine a really valuable source of information and motivation and inspiration for me during my journey since I started. So
thank you.
Just come back, and I'll be back watching next week's one as well. So
awesome. And Mariah says tutus are on. So there you go. Tutus are on. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you once again, Keryn. Really appreciate you giving your time and sharing your knowledge and your journey and experiences with other women, and encouraging them to take a step forward, and having a go and go and be a tutu, I say.
I reckon.
So for people watching also, I've asked, we've got to sort out the details, but hopefully Keryn's available to come to the iWahine Leadership Hui in October. She does have that, I did say you've got nominated for the Innovation Awards, so that's just before. I'm not quite sure if you'll be able to,
No, I will be.
Yep. Oh, cool. So Keryn's going to be there.
So that's
you need to come.
Leadership Hui, 25th and 26th of October, isn't it? So anyone out there, make sure you come and join. So I'll be up in Auckland, for the Innovation Awards, and making my way back down to Te Waipounamu. So I'll be able to come to the Leadership Hui and
awesome. We'll find a space for you to I think. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Ngā mihi no kia koe.
Yeah, ka kite anō. Sia awhi mai. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye.